Thanks very much. You know, that Shelley is, he needs to have an agent and get going because he said he didn't have any material tonight, so he just came up with all that. You know, he had some guys to work with here, but thanks, Shelley. It was terrific. And Father Viron, I know he talked about just voting tomorrow. I'll be more direct to that. We've got two of our key members running tomorrow, so all those of you who live in Germantown, vote for John Barzizit tomorrow with Alderman, and then all those of you who live in Collierville, Greg Cotton is running tomorrow too. So direct plug.
Christian Cotton.
Thank you both for stepping up for public service. Now this, the guy I want to introduce, and this is one of the few times I don't need any notes because I've known him for so long, as Father Viron said, for some 50 years. We ended up on the same staff at the University of Colorado in the early 70s, and we discovered later, well, we had played high school football against each other in two different high schools in the suburban Denver area, and we tried to remember who knocked who on their butt. I think he probably said it was him knocking me down, but we figured that out, that was in 1964, so this is our 50th anniversary. But Steve is probably one of the key guys in America who's dedicated his life to all facets of sport, and especially to the sport of football. I mean, he started his career, as I mentioned, at the University of Colorado. He moved up to Colorado State University, and then Chuck Ninus, who was a really top administrator there at the Big 8 conference then. Of course, the Big 8 now morphed into a different conference, but spent several years there at the Big 8. Then he moved down and became the commissioner of the Metro Conference, so he had a lot of dealings here with the University of Memphis during those years. He moved then from the Metro Conference to become the executive director of the Orange Bowl, and he brought in FedEx, and it was the FedEx Orange Bowl. He was the commissioner, he was the executive director there, and then he was recruited away to become the commissioner of the then Southwest Conference. And then he presided over, they did the merger there with the Big 8, and he was the first commissioner of the Big 12 Conference for several years there. And then he had a little sojourn over into the world of rodeo. He was the the president of the National Rodeo Association. He just didn't look right in that string tie and those cowboy boots there. We would see him hanging around with his hats. You got to get back to being in football. So he then was recruited back and became the president and chief executive officer of the National Football Foundation College Hall of Fame. And he's just done an amazing job with that. And you'll hear how he speaks about the development of football, whether it's youth football, high school football, collegiate football, and what he's done is just amazing. So we're very, very proud, and he'll introduce our second speaker. And before we get started, I know he's going to talk a little bit, and then he's going to have some wonderful videos. So those of you who are sitting there, that screen's going to come down there, so if anybody needs to move up along the edges to be able to see that. But we're very, very blessed that he flew in from Dallas tonight. Let's give a great welcome to Steve Hatchell, President and CEO.
Thank you, Steve. I have to admit, as Father Viron was talking to me about family,